you know, Quavo, Takeoff, they was down here with y'all. But they seen you walking by. He's laying on the ground. You got Mike bending down, and they seen you walking by. What took place there?
This the crazy thing about that video, right? Is
problem, Jay Prince, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're 60 years old and you trying to be a street nigga, you failed. You failed. You failed. You failed. I'm telling you that.
Hey, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We got a little bit of straightening going on.
This ain't no regular industry drama. This is straight up war, and it's been bubbling behind the scenes for way too long. Mace just lit the fuse. He dropped a secret phone call between Jay Prince and Takeoff, and nobody saw that coming. Now Prince is spiraling, throwing threats, scrambling for damage control, the whole nine. But it gets even crazier because Mace didn't flinch. He clapped back hard, and the way he exposed Prince, brutal. Mace said out loud what so many been whispering for years but were too scared to say out in the open. And it's all unfolding while people still begging for answers about what really happened to Takeoff that night in Houston. That whole scene still smells off. Missing camera footage, silent witnesses, and two names that keep surfacing again and again, Jay Prince Jr. and DJ Pat. But now this leaked phone call, it flips everything upside down. And if what Mace said is true, then this ain't just about bad publicity, it's deeper than that. Prince might be hiding something serious. And trust, before this video ends, I'm bringing the receipts, tweets from witnesses, video clips, podcast threats, bail connections, all of it. Folks all over social media are calling Jay Prince everything from a fake community leader to a cartel-style fixer. Some even saying he's got blood on his hands. This ain't your average messy YouTube beef. This goes all the way back to Takeoff's final moments, the mob ties link, and why Jay Prince is shaking now that the wrong one finally spoke up. So Mace had been chilling, staying low-key for a minute.
And I'm going to tell you another thing. When you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little... Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little... It's like, for real.
But once Jay Prince started throwing slick jabs on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, it was game over. Gloves off. Mace and Cam had stayed quiet on all the Houston talk for months, but apparently Prince crossed the line he shouldn't have. Mace claimed he heard a phone call where Prince was allegedly speaking to Takeoff just hours before everything went down. And what Prince said on that call, according to Mace, it wasn't no friendly big brother check-in. Prince was pressing Takeoff, getting on him about some behind-the-scenes loyalty drama, and not in a respectful way either. This wasn't no minor misunderstanding. Mace made it clear Prince had been moving shady, pulling strings behind the curtain, trying to control what people think. And once Takeoff stopped playing by those rules, things turned ugly. The timing is what's got everyone shook. That call, it supposedly happened the same night Takeoff was tragically shot outside that Houston bowling alley. A dice game, some words exchanged, gunshots, and just like that, Takeoff was gone at 28. The second Mase broke his silence, Prince went off. He jumped online throwing cryptic threats and even doubled down on the shade he already threw at Offset, saying he wasn't there for Takeoff when it counted. This just keeps getting darker. Remember this, you wasn't really there with Takeoff when he was alive. That's what Jay Prince said, twice. And that jab, it lit the match on the whole Offset versus Prince mess, with Cardi B jumping in to defend her man loud and clear. But now that Mace is bringing up that private call, Prince is scrambling again, straight panic mode. But it's too late. The street's been talking and they're tired of all the hush-hush games. One fan on X even said it best. Nobody respects Jay Prince after Takeoff was on his watch. That's when folks really started giving Prince and his whole Mob Ties empire the side eye. Right after Takeoff passed, it didn't take long for Patrick Xavier Clark, aka DJ Pat, to get arrested. But here's the part that don't sit right with anybody. This man somehow posted a $1 million bond and strolled out of jail like it was just another Tuesday, quick, like someone important didn't want him locked up too long. And that's not even the wildest part. Word been floating around online that Jay Prince walked right past Takeoff's body and said, call that.
You wasn't really right there with Takeoff when he was alive, you know what I mean? So
don't ask me none about that. Brr, Even more suspicious, Jay Prince Jr. went and asked to have his name removed from DJ Pat's bond condition paperwork. Why do that? They were all there that night. If you got nothing to hide, why are you trying to erase the connection? Now the spotlight's blinding, and it ain't just on DJ Pat anymore. All eyes on them. Remember Cameron? Joshua, aka Lil Cam 5th? Yeah, the one who got snatched up on gun charges right after Takeoff was killed. And guess what? He's tied to mob ties. These dudes connected to Jay Prince Jr. keep ending up in the middle of bodies dropping, but somehow mob ties still out here trying to play victim. Come on now, the streets ain't buying that act no more. And let's not forget, this ain't the first time something shady popped off. Way before Takeoff, we had a whole warning with Duke the Jeweler. He flew into Houston, checked in with mob ties, played dice, and didn't make it out alive. Same setup, same silence, and Jay Prince's name just happened to be floating around again. Y'all remember that clip of Jay Prince telling his shotgun man to fall back? Weird vibes, real calculated, like they already knew something was about to go down. At this point, it's a whole pattern. Rich artists get flown into Houston. They're told to check in with mob ties. Next thing, dice game, argument, security looking like they ain't got a clue. Then boom, somebody ends up dead. And right after, Prince pops out with his poetic messages about black on black violence and grief is the price of love.
All that shit, don't actually put that.
Man, save the PR speeches. Where was all that love when the blood was still fresh on the pavement? And don't forget, none of the princes showed up to Takeoff's funeral. Not one. That ain't just suspicious, it's loud. People saying it's cause they allegedly got blood on their hands. And deep down, they know it. Jay Prince Jr. be tweeting stuff like, don't wear jewelry around vultures. But if you know the setup is dangerous, why even invite Takeoff and Quavo into it? Why bring guests into heat if your so-called check-in system can't keep them safe? What's the point? Word is, Quavo and Jay Prince Jr. were arguing right before those shots went off. And now new clips show Prince brushing off the whole thing like his name ain't all over it. Like Takeoff didn't lose his life under their watch. And when Jay Prince started throwing shade on $1 million worth of game, Mace went nuclear. He didn't just defend himself, he tore down Prince's whole rep. Straight up said, we not your little... And let it be known, the silence is over. We are not your little name. The way Mace said that, it hit like a straight gut punch. Not some casual tweet or passive jab. He was speaking for everybody who's ever felt strong-armed by that whole check-in system Prince been running for decades. And what made it sting even more, Cameron sat right next to him and didn't say a word. Cam didn't interrupt, didn't correct, didn't even flinch. He let Mace talk his talk, and that means something. Cam usually moves real calculated, but this time, he gave that cosign without even saying a thing. Now fans think Mase had that call in his pocket for a while, just waiting on Prince to slip up. And man, did he ever. Once Prince started running his mouth, Mase dropped that heat like he'd been waiting on go. And while the tension kept rising, Offset mostly stayed quiet until Jay Prince came sideways, trying to question if he was really there for Takeoff. That's when Offset snapped, and right behind him, Cardi B came swinging. She made it crystal clear. They ain't scared of mob ties. And anyone who knows Cardi knows she don't bluff. That's when fans realized this ain't just rap politics anymore. This just became real. A mainstream power couple publicly calling out Jay Prince.
I'm going to tell you another thing. When you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little... Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little...
That ain't something he can spin with another slick podcast line. His so-called street cred, now it's cracking wide open. And here's the part most folks miss. But if you're paying attention, the big names are slowly backing away from Prince. First up, Drake. That man used to be all over mob ties, mentions, reposts, everything, but lately, not a single peep, radio silence, and that's crazy considering Jazz Prince is the one who helped launch Drake's career through Wayne and Young Money. Even Jay-Z is allegedly distancing himself. Word out there is Hob hasn't responded to any mob ties reach out since Takeoff passed. These industry legends ain't dumb. They see the writing on the wall, and they don't want their names caught in the fallout. Peace calls been going out since 2023, but y'all know how Jay-Z moves. He don't do messy public beefs. He just stops replying. Silence speaks volumes. Why? Because these dudes got major corporations backing them, billion-dollar empires. They're not risking getting tied up in federal heat, especially with all the shady rumors still floating around Takeoff's case. Now that Mace is airing out behind-the-scenes convos, the hiding spots are gone, that quiet treatment Mob Tie's been leaning on, it's not working anymore. People are wide awake now. The whole reason Mob Ties even had that grip in the first place was off that old school check-in system. You roll into Houston, link up with Jay Prince Jr., and you're protected. But now that whole setup is crumbling fast. Duke the Jeweler checked in, didn't make it out. Takeoff checked in, gone. And now fans online are posting, this is why nobody checks in anymore. And they're not wrong. The same people demanding respect can't even keep their own guests safe. Even artists from Cali been calling it out, saying this check-in thing is just a power move, a fake flex, something local gatekeepers use to look bigger than they really are. And when Mase finally said what everybody's been thinking, that Prince ain't some untouchable street legend, just a failed street boss still playing mob leader, the internet ran with it. And now, nobody's looking at Prince the same, but let's get into something even sketchier. What happened to the witnesses that night? When Takeoff got hit, there were over 40 people outside 810 Billiards and Bowling. We seen the clips. We heard the crowd. So where are they now? Because word on the streets is some of them got threatened into silence. If people online are calling it out, accusing Mob Ties of paying folks off, wiping footage clean, and making sure DJ Pat took the whole fall solo. But now, one of the craziest theories out there says Jay Prince Jr. was actually arguing with Quavo and Takeoff. He wasn't even in it. He just got caught in the middle. Now folks are asking, was it a mistake or a warning that went sideways? And here's where it gets real wild. Sources close to Mace and Cam's circle are saying that the call between Jay Prince and Takeoff might have been recorded. Whether on purpose or just from one of the phones on the line, that audio might exist. And rumor is Mace and Cam been holding on to it just in case Prince started pulling shady moves. If that call leaks, it could blow everything up. It might reveal exactly what Prince said to Takeoff if he threatened him, pressured him, or tried to manipulate him into something he wasn't with. And let's be real, this ain't just some gossip blogger talking. This is Mace, the same dude who walked away from Diddy, fought the machine, and came back swinging. If that tape ever goes public, it's lights out for Prince's whole rep. That's the real Mob Ties indictment. Not just street talk, but something the feds have allegedly had their eye on. Cause at this point, we ain't just talking about hip hop beef. Every time Prince or his son gets on camera talking slick, people in higher places are watching. And now that Mace is speaking up, they're really tuning in. RICO laws don't care how many platinum records you got. They don't care if you a rap pioneer. They care about alleged witness tampering, threats, and organized crime patterns. And when folks like Offset, Cameron, Mace, and a whole army of fans are saying Jay Prince got blood on his hands, your label can't save you, your city can't cover for you, and all those check-ins, they don't mean a thing anymore. They don't mean a thing no more. All that power, all those check-ins, if your name ends up on that paperwork, it's a wrap. But through all this noise, don't forget what this is really about. Takeoff, a quiet genius, the soul of Migos. He wasn't about clout, wasn't chasing headlines, just bars, family, and vibes. And now, he's gone over a dice game and surrounded by people who claim to love him. That's the real heartbreak. Jay Prince posted his "grief is the price of love" line on Instagram. But let's be honest, real ones ain't trying to hear that when blood spilled under your watch. When folks saw you walk away like it was just another night, the streets ain't asking for more deep quotes. They're demanding truth, not tweets, not rehearsed podcast interviews, just the real. What Mase did, that wasn't just a clapback, that was a straight statement. He cracked open the silence. He showed that the fear around Jay Prince, it's fading fast, that people ain't scared to talk anymore. And if Prince keeps trying to grip the narrative, he just might lose it all. We're talking leaked phone calls, the feds allegedly listening, artists distancing themselves, and witnesses ghosting. This story is nowhere near done. Prince snapped, Mase clapped, and now the world's watching. So if you're locked in with this saga, go ahead and drop a comment, smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and don't forget to turn on those post notifications because FameTrap got even more coming next. See y'all in the next one.